Hi guys, and welcome to this video on dynamics. Now, dynamics are incredibly important and often overlooked. Dynamics change the whole fabric of your playing because you can add intensity like that there. I started kind of soft, got to the top and I was loud, and I got to the peak of my phrase and there was that E flat at the top, and yeah, it's great because it's so loud and it's really strong, but at the bottom it was nice and soft. So start a peak. So when you're playing phrases, start soft, get louder at the end, and it adds more punch and impact. So after this lesson, you'll be able to add a lot more control to your overall playing. You're going to have lots of exercises to practice this, and you're going to be able to play both soft, which is often called piano in, if you see it written on music, a little P, and loud, which is forte, so an F there. So experimenting with dynamics. So when you play loud, make sure that your sound is still great. The biggest curse of beginners really is that you blow your head off and you're playing so loud that the sound gets distorted and it doesn't sound nice. So if I take a G and I play loud, yes, it's loud, but I'm not overblowing and I'm not distorting the sound. I'm not allowing the sound to wail. So just always think when you're going through this video and you're wanting to get to the loud sections, don't blow your head off. There's no need to blow your head off. You're not surrounded by 50 other musicians who are wanting to play louder than you. It's not like School Band 101. It's all about you sounding nice and sounding nice to your audience. So how do we play loud? How do we play soft? Well, it's the amount of air that you push through. It's the intensity of the air. So the harder you blow, the louder you will sound. So the softer you blow, the softer you'll sound. Now, the thing that gets affected a little bit is your embouchure. You need to change this ever so slightly to adjust for the amount of air that you're putting through. So if you've got loads of pressure coming from here because you're blowing really hard, then maybe you've got to tighten slightly. Not bite, never biting, but maybe you've got to tighten slightly just to compensate for that. You should be quite firm here anyway, but just make sure that this is firm enough so that it can cope with the amount of air you're putting through. When you're playing softer, well, maybe you want to relax a little bit, let that reed vibrate enough. If you're finding you're too tight and you're squeaking when you're playing softer, well, you know you've got to loosen off, loosen the embouchure slightly, go back to those mouthpiece exercises where we're blowing the A as before. Okay, so what we're going to do in this video is practice starting a note from nothing. So I'm going to have a really relaxed embouchure here, and I'm just going to blow some air through my sax. I'm going to finger a note G, so 1, 2, 3, go to G a lot, and I'm going to blow some air through. And again. Seems a bit of a daft exercise, but just see if you can loosen off your embouchure enough so that you're not spilling any air out of the sides or corners of your mouth here, but you can put lots of air down your sax. Then what I want you to do is gradually increase the pressure here at the corners of the mouth. Draw in these corners of the mouth and introduce a very small and quiet sound, like this. So I'm controlling the air and just allowing a small sound to speak. Let's try that again. Okay, so that's the exercise I'd like you to do. So you start a note just with some air, introduce a small, a very tiny piano note. Then you get louder. As we get louder in music, we call that a crescendo. You'll see that by a line, a growing line. As the line gets wider, you get louder. So you get loud, 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 loud to the very top. then you get as loud as you can be, keeping it within a nice sound, then come right back to as soft as you can play, and then finally back to air. So that's the experiment I'd like you to have a try at. Try it on different notes and try it over different counts as well. So can you do the same thing over 12 counts? Can you do this over 15 counts? Make sure your middle is the loudest part and you get softer, softer, softer as you come down the other side. It is not an easy exercise, this whole thing about dynamics, but after you've mastered this video, you'll be able to play the whole spectrum of the dynamic range. We'll come back to this in later videos because this is quite an advanced topic and I'd like to get you really, really good at it, but definitely stick it into your long tones that you were doing in the other videos. So when you've been doing long tones now, you could introduce some dynamic contrast as well. Okay, I shall catch you in the next videos. Thanks for watching. Bye.